Welcome back to Checkmate with Blake. We're going to be playing another 5-minute game to continue our Journey to 2000 series. We're currently at 726 ELO. We're going to be playing a 5-minute game. We'll do a full analysis afterwards. So we'll go ahead and get started. Let's see who we're playing. And make sure they're not a new account. Kind of new, but we'll go ahead and play it. Today I'm going to be showing you all my favorite opening. I'm going to be playing it's the Reti opening. It's just knight f3. So I love this opening because there's a lot of responses to black, and if you have somewhat decent opening knowledge, then you can adapt very well. So that's the move I like to play. And when they take it, you have a few options here. You can actually bring out the knight. You can take the center. A move I kind of like to play because it's tricky, and I hope I can show you all why, is actually e3. So you attack this pawn, and you kind of bait them into defending the pawn. They don't defend it, which is actually more correct to try and not defend it. Of course, as we get up into higher elos, you may find people are playing these moves much better. So here we have some options. I don't generally see this. I think what we're going to do actually here is just go ahead and make them double the pawns. So we take and they double the pawn. And then we could castle. We could bring the knight out. We could play this move. All these moves I actually like. We could take the center. Let's see. For the sake of this video, I'm going to show you all why we take the center. Notice now they can't develop very well. We could now play here, because after they go here, we take this central pawn. I kind of like that. We could try. I don't see any good response. Maybe they bring the queen out, so maybe it's better to actually play this. Let's see. We'll go here first. We know they're going to play this move next, and then we can play here, attacking this pawn. The reason I played this move was to actually just make sure that the queen cannot cover. Now we can take this pawn. I don't see a reason not to. We take the pawn. We're threatening this pawn, and we're actually threatening to bring this knight here, which would be a checkmate if we could deliver that here. So how do they defend this knight? Do they move it? Do they try and play this? Okay. That's reasonable. It's a very reasonable move. Let's see. We do have this, being that after we take, we could go here and win the rook if they try to push it away. So let's try this move. And the other reason being, if they take here, well, we're attacking the bishop and we're attacking this pawn, threatening a fork to win a rook. So this is a very strong attacking opening. This is the move I was kind of expecting. We could actually take here. This is something to look at. Kind of like this. We take. Now we have a fork here after the king moves. And if the king goes here, well, it's checkmate. So the king has to go here, and then we fork the pieces. We also can consider pushing at some point. Of course, not now, because this will come with check. Notice after the king moves too, this file, if we could open it and put a rook here, would be a very, very strong attacking move. We're also threatening to win this bishop on the very next move if we want to. However, I don't see a reason why not. We could also go this check. There's a lot of attacks here, actually. I actually think we should play this. So we fork the pieces and we threaten the bishop. So that threat remains. Okay, let's just go ahead, take this. And if they take back, we actually take again. Okay. What does that move accomplish? We have this check already. And of course they'll go here, but then we can protect, but then the rook will take. Okay. We could also just save our piece. I don't see any reason not to. But actually we have a tactic. If we go here and they go here, we can actually, well, maybe not. I was gonna say we could try and pin it, but there's no reason. Let's go ahead and just get our piece out. There's no threat. They have no threat. We can always bring our piece here. We can always take this pawn if this knight moves. Also, we can still take the knight. It's actually something to point out. Okay. Well, since we have a somewhat safe position, we might as well just castle. And maybe we can even play here at some point, with the idea of pushing to attack and then having a discovery with this queen looking at the king and maybe being able to take here. Okay. We do have this move, the simplify. So I'll explain these moves after the game because some of them are kind of complicated, but here we're just looking to trade the queens. And if they have to take there, which is what happens, then we can just take their queen. And they could throw in this check. This is probably the best move, I'm going to be honest with you all. But no, they don't do that. And then now we're fine. Now we can simply just try and convert this game. I'm actually going to go here, hoping maybe that they'll take here. This is probably not the best way to play this, but I'm trying to look at how can I activate my bishop correctly. Okay. They want to play this move. That's fine. We're probably going to play this. The idea of maybe trying to attack this pawn. Okay. And this is why I went there. So that actually, well, hold on. I'm going to go here, but this move is a little tempting or a little scary. But actually we have a follow-up. Okay, so we bait them into this move, then we play here. Okay. They're not playing into the lines I'm expecting, which is perfectly fine. They don't have to. How do we... First of all, let's cut off this, let's try and trade the rook, because we're up so much material. We'll trade the rook down. And yeah, they do not trade it, which is maybe the correct move. We go here, attack it with the idea of then we can put this. Am I missing something? Let's go ahead and play this. Check, and we take. And if here, well, that's fine. We could probably trade it, or maybe just double the pieces. All right, let's go ahead and take this. They may want to play this, but this is actually a blunder. We simply go here. Well, I could have taken there. Actually, that was a blunder on my part. I could have just taken the free piece. But the idea being is we're attacking both pieces at the same time. And yeah, after that move, it's okay. They're just one move threats. You go here. And they may try to continue to attack it. But now this move is kind of challenging move. They could go here. Okay. They do play it correctly. Then we'll play this. And if they take ours, we'll take theirs. I may need to try and focus up a little because we're at 40 seconds. And as we get a little higher in elo, I'm going to have to play these games a little better. A little more seriously. Okay, we're threatening this pawn. They don't have any real threats, and they have no... Actually, this would be checkmate if we could take this pawn. All right, that's checkmate. Good game to my opponent. So now I'll go ahead and give you all a full analysis of the game and try and explain my moves because we got a little low on time and I kind of had to focus there at the end. Let's see. I think we played a decent game. Yeah, we played a decent game. This is the Reti. This is my favorite opening. I will have to make a video on this. I know a lot of theory on this. This is the move I like to see, and here's c4. I won't try and explain all these moves because it's really complicated. What we're doing essentially is gambiting, and as you saw, we try and recapture the pawn. Now, if they had tried to defend this pawn, the reason I like to play e3 is because now you strike back in the center, and if they push, well, you win the pawn back. So if they say, okay, well, I'm going to defend it this way, well, you take, and after they take back, you win their rook, so they can't do that. And if they go this way, which is the move I like to see as well, what we'll do is we'll take it down here, and then we'll go here. This move attacks this pawn, and you may say, okay, well, I can defend it like this. Queen f3 wins the game. They cannot defend it because we'll simply win this exchange. There's no way to defend that rook. They can't go here. There's no move they can play. I mean, we will simply win the rook regardless. They didn't go down that line. And I can't really go into detail with all of these because there's so much content, but if they push, I like to play this move next. I'll make a video on how to play this opening. I love it. It's my favorite opening. But anyways, we'll go down these lines and analyze the game. Yeah, so this move is just an idea of just trying to get rid of my strong bishop, but it's incorrect because as you see, we double the pawn, and how does this bishop develop? If they had just played normally, and like let's say they went here, well, now they can get their bishop out in one move, knight out, and castle. By doing this, they double their pawns, and they still need 1, 2, 3, 4 moves to castle. So it's too slow. We bring the knight out here because if we had played this, there's this move that I didn't want to see, which is here. Maybe the engine says it's incorrect. Maybe I'm missing some kind of obvious tactic. I know we can take here. To me, this just wasn't what I was looking for, so I just did some kind of slower development. And we go here. We take... I probably had better. It wants knight g5, attacking this pawn directly. But what I did is taking this way, so that I could have some kind of checkmate threats here in a little bit. And now we bait them into taking this. If they had taken my queen here, we were going to take, and then we're threatening this, and we're threatening this. We're crushing. I mean, if they, if they try to cover this pawn, well, we'll win this. We'll win the bishop. And if they try to protect the bishop, we win the rook. So that's why we went there. However, when we played this move, they decided to play h6 because they think, well, I'm going to attack the knight, and then after I remove the defender of the knight, if I do nothing, well, then they win the queen. Or at least win a piece. So like if I had went here, they could take here, and after I take, well, black's up a piece. So, but it's incorrect because as I showed, now we have this check, and then we have a fork. Queen takes g7's best. You could argue either way, but if they had tried to take this, which is the best move, I mean, I would at least win the exchange. I'm up 7 points of material, so I'm completely crushing. But we go down this line, I save my pieces. You may wonder here, sorry, I'll go back to it. You may wonder in this position, why didn't I take this free knight? And it is the best move. I mean, maybe I could have just played something like this, threatening the queen. That probably would have been best. But I was seeing that I'm just going to hang this piece. There's this open file in the area I planned to castle. I thought there's no reason to do all that complicated stuff. Let's go ahead and castle, get safe, and go here. This move is the one I didn't have a ton of time to explain, but it's simply because if they take, we can capture back with the knight, and if they don't take, which is like what happened in the game, then we take their queen. They have to take back because it's danger levels. The queen's worth more than the bishop here, and then we just capture the bishop. We lose a pawn in this line, but we're up 6 points of material. There's no reason to be greedy. Just go ahead and convert the game. Anyways, here's the game. Went just like this. I went here because, yes, you're creating some kind of breathing room. You're getting rid of back rank checkmates later on the line. You create breathing room for your king. But I did it simply because I'm trying to develop. I go here. The reason I went here, again, was because I was expecting if I see this, well, maybe I can play this move. Because I'm threatening this with check. And so, like, if they capture this pawn, obviously this comes with check. And I was saying, well, if they go here, we could actually play potentially a move like this, further threatening this piece. And at the end of the line, I also saw maybe I have this kind of idea where I can maybe attack the bishop and force it back. And then later on, maybe go here and protect this pawn. But they didn't play any of that because their first move, let's see, they wanted to go ahead and stop my attack. This is the issue with playing passive, especially when you're in a losing position like this. If you're playing black, you need to realize I need to be tactical and I need to take my chances. Playing passive when you're down material, like even if you can survive until the very last second, you're still going to lose because I have more material. I could get rid of, these rooks. I could even get rid of, one rook for one of their pieces, one of their minor pieces, and give up, the bishop for one of theirs, and I'll still end up with a piece extra. It's not the move to play very passive. Here I went here because let's say they play nothing. Well, I take this, and if they had taken this way, there's this attacking both pieces, and if they go here, well, like I said, we're going to trade everything. That's our goal. So if they had taken back with the bishop, I still liked having this check. Because if they decide to trade, like I said, we want to trade down. And if they decide to go back, well, I'm okay with this position too. Maybe we can even just jump our knight in, attack the bishop further. And if you'll notice, this pawn's lost, actually. If you want to pause it, try and figure it out. But obviously, if they go back here to defend the pawn, which is the only square, because if they go here, these pieces are covering it. And if they go here, well, we just add more pressure. Now notice this bishop's trapped. So if they had dropped back, well, we'll win the piece. So, obviously none of that happened. Let's go back. That's why I played this move. They jumped in to attack this. This is a good move because you're threatening the fork. But they're forgetting, what do we have here? We have a check, which gets one of our pieces out of the way. After they go away, we take the pawn and we cover this. Now, this is the part that I miss in the game. Sometimes when you start getting low on time and thinking, well, I can't lose on time, you miss obvious tactics. So that's why you need to use your time wisely. And sometimes talking in these videos can be difficult. So we go here. I should have just taken the knight. But anyways, we go here, and they're trying to chase me away. This is a thing that a lot of beginners do, is they just try to, chase the pieces away until eternity, but it just doesn't work all that well because now I'm cutting off the knight square. I'm actually kind of encouraging this little trade, and the reason I went here is because I know that if they take, which is what happens, we're just going to take their piece. So, but if you had went anywhere else, like if you think, okay, well, what if, let's see, if you go here, they'll just win the piece. So obviously that's why I played that move. Now we just pretty much dominate the knight, and then we bring the rook in. We attack this pawn, and this is checkmate because our knight covers their only escape square. Because after takes, this file is completely dominated by the rook, and the only other escape square would be covered by the other rook. So this is simply checkmate. It was a pretty instructive game. There were a lot of opportunities, a lot of attacking chances for both sides. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave some comments, subscribe if you will, and some likes. It helps the channel grow a lot, and I really appreciate it. And let me know what kind of content you all would like to see next. Thank you all for watching.